Hi guys, my name is Laura Dorsey and I wanted to hop on here tonight and just give you a little bit of my family story and give you a little bit of the whys behind why Juice Plus makes so much sense for our health. A little bit about my background is I'm a physical therapist and I have a couple degrees in nutrition and exercise science as well. And I always make sure people understand that those 3 degrees led me to completely ignore Juice Plus for 5 years. I was in the I'm Too Cool Club. I didn't believe in all that stuff that's out there because there's a lot of stuff, right? And so I lumped it in with all that stuff. I thought it was a supplement and I didn't do that kind of thing. And so I ignored it. All the while, my youngest son, Pete, was really struggling with his health for the first 5 years of his life. He was in and out of the hospital. He had RSV twice. He had horrible asthma, reflux, constipation, eczema. He was sick all the time, like every 3 or 4 weeks. And he'd always end up on antibiotics, and we'd be doing the asthma action plan to help him breathe. And it was just this horrible, vicious cycle. He had a terrible immune system. So we got started finally in August of 2014. I always tell people God had to slam me up over the head with the sledgehammer for me to open up to about Juice Plus. But once I did, I started learning about the research behind it. And when I was learning about the research, I was like, oh my gosh, this makes total sense to me, right? And then I started getting kind of mad at myself because I realized that I was part of the reason why my family was struggling with their health. My son with all of his issues, my husband had terrible migraines and chronic sinus infections. And then the other kids had a few other things. I had one boy that had asthma too, not as badly as Pete did. And then I had like seasonal allergies, joint pain, some, I was totally addicted to sugar, things like that. And so anyway, so we finally got started. We started taking the trio of capsules, and my husband and I did, and my sons were taking the chewables. Initially, they were just taking the fruits and the vegetable chewables because that's what they got for free with the Children's Health Study. And then we were drinking the shakes every morning. We switched from eating cereal or something like that to having a shake full of fiber, right? And so what we noticed is, first of all, for Pete, in about 4 to 6 months, he got completely off of all of his medications. When we added in the berries for him at the 4-month mark, that was when I noticed his reflux got a lot better. And was off all of his medications, and he's rarely sick, you guys. It was like, I bet I could count on one hand how many times he's been sick in 8 years. And he's only been on antibiotics once, as opposed to like every 4 weeks. So his health is totally different. He's so healthy. He's 13 years old now. He's, such a strong boy, athlete, doing so well. And then my husband, he got rid of his migraines 3 months into our journey, which is life-changing because he was getting them like every 2 to 3 times a week. And it was, waking him up in the middle of the night and he'd be throwing up. He was miserable. He also has never had a sinus infection since we got started. So his immune system too is so much better. He was just inflamed. And then myself, I got off of that blood sugar roller coaster. What I know now is your cravings are a function of your blood sugar. And so fiber is really important for stabilizing your blood sugar. And then also it's a function of what you eat, because what you eat is what you're going to crave, because you're feeding the bacteria in your gut that eats those things. So when I started flooding my body with all this plant food, over time I started craving more plant food. And it was awesome. Instead of craving, a bag of peanut butter M&Ms, I was craving like a peach or an apple. And so my cravings have totally changed. And so it's life-changing for me, because I thought a willpower was like something you were born with, right? And then over the course of about 2 years, my seasonal allergies got a lot better. They're not totally gone, but now I'll sneeze and, I might have a little bit of itchiness on the roof of my mouth. Whereas before, like my eyes would break out bright red. I would get a sinus infection. I could barely even stand to be outside. So, so my immune system is just behaving more normally, right? My oldest son, who had a little bit of asthma, totally went away. They're just rarely sick. And now I've got 3 boys who are athletes and strong and growing boys, and they're doing great. So, you guys, why does Juice Plus make so much sense? Well, what I thought before, I thought it was a supplement. What I realized when I opened up to it is that it's food, that it has a nutrition facts label. And that's the difference. It's literally fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule. And the research behind it shows that it reduces the inflammation in our body, which all disease, the root cause of all chronic disease is inflammation, okay? It helps balance and strengthen our immune system, which is really important. We want to balance our immune system, not boost it, okay? Because if you boost a unhealthy, unbalanced immune system, that's going to cause problems. It's like, say, somebody that's got an autoimmune disease and their immune system's out of balance, and then you boost it. That's not good, okay? We want to balance it. That's what the research shows that Juice Plus does. It also helps protect our DNA. It decreases what's called oxidative stress, which is basically how we age. It helps improve our gut health, which is the key to improving our immune system and making sure we have health, okay? Because all disease begins in the gut. And it helps improve our brain function. How crazy awesome is that? That study was done on 35-year-olds. It helps improve the quality of life of cancer survivors. All of these things, you guys. It helps improve our cardiovascular system. So that research is what shows us that because sometimes people will be like, well, does it have this ingredient or this ingredient? I'm like, the ingredients are not as important as what it does in the human body. Yes, the ingredients are super clean. It's 30 fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule, and then a plant-based omega, right? But what does it do when it gets in the body? And so that research is super crazy strong, okay? And then when it comes to the omegas, the research shows that it increases your omega-3 index. So important, because if our omega-3 index is below an 8, okay, 8%, then we are inflamed. Juice Plus Omegas increase your omega-3 index in half the time, twice as much as a fish oil that's on the market. Okay, so much more effective. And then the shakes are like our daily breakfast. I'm actually drinking one right now. We just got back from vacation, and a shake is what's for dinner, okay? So this is full of fiber. It's going to feed that good bacteria in your gut. It also has 15 more plant foods in it, like things like spirulina and yucca and pomegranate and pumpkin, all these things, broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, things that you're not going to eat every day, okay? So it's just even more plant food to put into your body every day, and it's such an easy way to get a large amount of fiber, and fiber is the key to our health. I tell people all the time, you want to balance your blood sugars? Eat more fiber. You want to eat fewer calories? Eat more fiber. You want to decrease inflammation in your body? Eat more fiber. It is so important. If we would just eat more fiber, we would have less chronic disease in this country. And this is like such an easy way to do it. And I don't even have to think about it. It's like mindless. And then I love to sneak a scoop of Perform into my second shake every day to make sure we're getting more protein. And that's important for muscle building, for my boys. It's important for me as I'm a 45-year-old woman, and we tend to lose muscle as we age. Those things are really important to me. And so this is such a great source of protein. And it helps me like with recovery for my workouts. It helps my boys not be as sore when they're working out. So if you have any questions, I know Joni's been posting all these awesome videos and information on here. Please let us know. We're so excited for you guys to learn more. If you want individual calls, please let us know that too, because we love to talk to you one-on-one. All right, bye-bye.